these steps 10 days ago. Some of you were here. It was the Nullify Obamacare rally. I started that rally by saying this. There's a guy in Washington that likes to say, yes, we can. And our answer to him from these steps in South Carolina is, no, you can't! No, you can't! No, you can't! He cannot legally do what he is doing.
He's a communist.
He's a Kenyan.
I listen up here all the rhetorical comments about it. You all are better speakers than we are, I guarantee it. Because you've got your heart and your soul and your beliefs right on display here. This, by the way, this crowd here, as spontaneous as it was, is probably twice as large as the Nullify Obama Care rally that we had here. So be proud that you are here and you are standing. You know, they forget in Washington that we states came together and created the federal government. They are our child, they are not our parent. We are sovereign. This is where it starts and stops, right here in South Carolina. You know, we've let them, both Republicans and Democrats, over decades, usurp our liberty. And that is wrong. And you've got to stand today and stand up against them. So, Senator, there are fine people, and you and I both know it, inside this State House. There are good patriots who are paid little, come here and work long hours and serve you well. There are many in there that will stand with all of us. There are several bills in this State House right now. I have one that I pre-filed, and hopefully we'll get some traction on it shortly. It's just one block, one building block in the whole Second Amendment. But for those of you, how many of you have CWP? Woo! All right! I just looked over here. My darling wife of 42 years, she's my starter wife, I might tell you. 42 years. My starter wife over there, her last birthday, I got her a nice box. It looked like it was wrapped from the jewelry store. So she opens it up. Actually, we're in a very fine restaurant in Aiken. And I said, honey, you need to open that little lower. She's like, what's with you? You know, so she opens the box, of course, and the card in there says, nothing says I love you like a Ruger. And it's got a little laser pointer, so she may not be a good aim, but I guarantee you, when you look on your chest and see that little red light going on, you probably don't have to hear it click. I pay attention and I mind my ways, I'll guarantee you. So I like that laser so much I went and got one on my gun here. I said, you know, you can't have your wife have a better gun than you've got, right guys? Hey, that's the way it is. Look, we stood here and talked about Obamacare like we're talking about this. But if we don't protect and fight for the 10th Amendment, then we've lost the Second Amendment. It is states' rights. We gave birth to that federal government. They have very limited rights. They do not give us permission to have our guns. We don't give them permission at all to take them away because they didn't give us permission in the first place. Please recognize, if you're not familiar with our State House grounds, this is George. That's the man. And what would he be thinking today? If he could be listening to all of this and wondering what we're going through, what would he think of our situation? I was about to tell you a moment ago when I got sidetracked about the concealed weapon permit. My bill that I filed was the restaurant carry bill. Yes. Real politely, I like to call it the Applebee bill. Doesn't that have a charm of Americana to it? But here's the thing. It is, as was spoken here a moment ago, it is about the good guys being armed. There's no problem in this state or any other state with folks that have CWPs. I can talk to any police officer, any police chief, and they'll say, give me more. Give me more good guys and gals who will carry a gun concealed. Because you know what? When those bad guys show up, they look around and they don't know who's got one. And that's the point. So the restaurant carry bill is really quite simple. You can carry into a restaurant that has a license to serve alcohol as long as you don't drink. That isn't too difficult a concept. I hope it has an opportunity to get heard here. I'm going to press it real soon, and hopefully we'll get a hearing. But that's one more thing you need to be talking about and looking at, impressing your representatives and saying, that bill, Senator's bill, other bills that are in here, we need to press them forward. We need to show in South Carolina that we stand for the Second Amendment. We stand for liberty. Folks, you are the patriots. You are today's army. You are the ones that are going to save this country. We've got to weather the next few years. But that guy can't do what he's trying to do. I was with Senator Tim Scott last night. And I'm telling you, a sidebar, Tim and I have a running joke. He served in his house for a couple of years and went to Congress. Well, I got his parking spot underneath the deck down there. And so I always tell him, we have a little thing now where I just go like this. And he knows what that means, because I told him, I said, when I pull into that parking deck every day, and I said, I just stop my car, and the vibes, those conservative vibes go up through the tires, through the car, and into my soul. And he goes, oh, you're so silly. And I said, no, Jim. I said, I'm sitting there longer after I turn the car off now. Because I need all the help I can get, too. But seriously, Tim Scott will stand with us. So will all of our Republican congressmen. Joe Wilson, all of them will be with us and will fight the fight in Washington. I believe you can trust them to do that. I know them. They stand with us for sure. Now, I can't speak for Representative Clyburn. I'm not sure Representative Clyburn can speak for Representative Clyburn. However, we outnumber them, and this is South Carolina. Yes! Yes! So here's the thing, patriots. He says, yes, we can. And we say, no, you can't! No, you can't! No, you can't! God bless you! Fight the fight!